Welcome, my friends, to this fireside chat. Well, I am by the fire and we are going to be chatting. I wanted to talk a little bit more about burnout. I just did a recent video talking about burnout and recovering from burnout. I didn't really get to talk about my last burnout session that I had about 3 years ago and what I did to pull myself out of that. And it took a little longer to get myself out of that burnout pit than my most recent burnout that I just had. And all in all, I've really only had, I think, 2 periods in my life, at least, that I can identify and look back on and say, yeah, I was definitely burned out there. So all in all, I'm feeling pretty blessed that I've only had that happen twice in my life that I can recall, or at least think that I had it happen. But the last time that I had it happen, I wasn't really sure. I hadn't experienced it before, so I wasn't really sure what I needed to do to get out of it. And that particular burnout involved my work and career. And not all burnout involves work or career. As I talked about in my last video, if you're a stay-at-home mom, you can experience burnout because what you're doing is essentially a job and you're doing the same thing over and over, and it can be stressful and demanding. So it doesn't just have to pertain to your career or work, but mine did. So I'm a home builder and I own a real estate company. So I am constantly meeting with people, putting numbers together. It's a very, we'll say, fast-paced type of business, and you don't ever want to miss. Somebody calls in, you don't want to miss talking to them or getting back to them. So it's kind of a constant, always on the go. It's a hustle, it's a grind, meeting with people and talking with people. Sometimes I'm on the phone for a good majority of the day, responding back to emails. It's very easy to just let that overtake me and become burned out. And that's what happened about 3 years ago. And I wasn't sure how to get out of it. I wasn't really thinking about it as burnout. I was just thinking to myself, I hate what I do. I don't want to do this anymore. And it's funny because fast forward to today, and I'm just crawled out of my recent burnout, and I've been having an amazing week, and I'm doing all of the same things that I did back then when I said, I hate this and I don't want to do this anymore. So a lot of it is mindset. It's not always that you need to change what you're doing or leave your family and go do something else, or you don't have to necessarily switch what you're doing. Now, that's not always the case. In some circumstances, if you're burned out and you just don't like what you do anymore, you've been doing it forever, you've never liked it, but you've always done it because it's a paycheck that you needed to do, or you've always done the certain thing because it's always been something that's expected from you to do. There are instances where I say, go for it and change what you're doing. Talk with your significant other. Maybe you can switch up certain roles to kind of, shake things up a little bit and be doing something different. And if you're stuck in a work situation or in a career where you just hate and dread going to work every day, do what you can do to get out of that situation. It's obviously a lot easier said than done. A lot of times, for me, for example, now again, I feel great, loving what I do, but if I wanted to just pick up and go do something else, I'm not really sure how that would look. It would be hard to just say, okay, you know what, I make a great income doing what I'm doing, so to just, okay, I'm gonna quit doing this and I'm gonna go do something else. I mean, I've got a family, we've got a house, we're already established in our lives, so it would take a lot of pre-planning. It would take, okay, let's cut bills, let's learn how to live on less, let's see what I can do in the meantime to bridge the gap. Is there anything I can start doing now towards the new path that I want to be on that can start creating some income? So it's not just I'm done with what I'm doing. You're up here, income level, boom, now you're down at the floor what do you do next? So of course, it's a lot easier said than done, but anything is possible. And I know even for myself, if I needed to go do something else, I know the type of person that I am, I know the work ethic that I have, and I know that I would be successful. And it may not be something that happens right away. It's not like you're just gonna boom, go into a new career and not in all cases, you may go into a new career, make the amount of money that you're making now, if not more. But if you decide to just stop what you're doing now and go into something else, there's probably gonna be a little bit of a learning and financial and lifestyle curve there. So work is what caused my burnout. And I got to that point where I just did not want to meet. I dreaded meetings with people. I just didn't want to do it anymore. I was just sick and tired of it. I just wanted to stay home and do what we do on the Lawrence Garden Farm, which is another channel of ours that we have, and just live a more simple life. And that still is appealing too. And not that that's not out of the realm of possibility. But anyways, so what I did was, and I'll talk about my faith quite a bit on this channel, and that's really, for me, when I do a daily devotion every morning, I get up, I have a devotion that I do, so it's a verse that I read. It's an app that I have on my phone called the Bible app, and every day there's a verse, there's somebody that reads the verse and gives their perspective on it, there's a prayer that goes along with it, there's a lot of times like a story that kind of goes around the verse. And then I'll have my own prayer time too. And doing that every morning, I think one of the devotions that I did was about being grateful and being thankful for everything that I have. And so that kind of got me thinking like, okay, yeah, even though I'm not liking what I'm doing right now, I'm so grateful for my house, for my family, for this property that I live on. And actually, just to let you know, I'm not in my house right now. This is one of our model homes that we as a builder have built. So I'm doing that here. I'll show you our house at some other point. And my last video I did in our greenhouse that was on our property, which is definitely a happy place for me. But anyways, once I started to think about what I was grateful for and what I was thankful for, that led into, what I did and saying to myself, okay, I don't love what I'm doing right now. I hate what I'm doing right now, but it affords me freedom. I have the freedom to go and do what I want. I have the freedom to take off what I want. I have the freedom to go on a vacation with my family if I want. Everybody's always accountable to somebody, but I don't have a boss per se that is constantly checking in with me and telling me I got to do this and that. And I pretty much determine my own success, and I am accountable to myself. If I don't get things done, then things aren't going to happen and I'm not going to be successful. So I started looking at all these things that I'm thankful for: the time freedom, the income that I earn, the fact that I get to come to another house, another model house like this and work. We've got bedrooms here. I've got someone else that works in one of the rooms as an office. We use our model as an office. I've got my own nice office, which is a bedroom with a nice desk and good views, and it's in a brand new home. Got a brand new bathroom up there, new kitchen. It's pretty cool. If I step back and think about it, like, wow, that's something that is really, it's a great work environment. It's quiet. It's easy to get work done. It's easy to concentrate. So I've got that. I've got my time freedom. I've got my income. And then I started thinking, one of the other things I really love about what I do is I help people find the land that they're going to build on. Or if somebody has a property that they're going to build on, I get to go out and look at that property. Part of putting pricing together for somebody is going to look at the property, investigating it, walking it, making sure that I've got all the costs accounted for. So sometimes I get to go out to these large acreed properties. They're wooded, they're beautiful. I get to walk around them. So I'm out there in the middle of nowhere all by myself, and that is definitely a time where you can just stop and pause and just listen to the birds, listen to the wind rustling through the leaves, just enjoy the experience of being outside. And so that's something that I really love. I really love to drive. So we build anywhere within an hour from our model. So when I'm going to check out one of these lots, or I'm going to meet a customer at a home that we built on a lot that is a little bit far away, I've got my time to drive and enjoy, and I can listen to positive podcasts. I can listen to whatever I want, but I have that alone time. I've got that freedom to go drive anywhere I want during the day. I'm not just got to get to the office and sit in a cubicle. So I'm thinking about all these things, and I'm saying, if I went and did something else, would I be able to have all of that? I don't know if I would. So all of a sudden, my mind is starting to shift, and I'm starting to think, well, gee, what I do allows me to do all of that, and it gives me all of that. And so day after day, after thinking to myself what I'm thankful for and reiterating that to myself, I was able to crawl out of that burnout hole. So for me, the solution to that particular time with burnout was thinking about everything that I was thankful for, thinking about everything that I was grateful for. And that changed my mindset, because one of the things with burnout, it's because you've got tunnel vision. You're just looking at something in one way. You're looking at it as, I get up every day, I got to go to work, I got to get this done, I got to do this, I got to do this, or I get up every day and I've got to do the laundry, I've got to do the dishes, I got to pick up after the kids, and that's the only thing that you're thinking about. When you start to think about all of the things that you're grateful for, you start to think about things other than what you just have to do. And you spend a good portion of your life, if you're working or you're a stay-at-home mom, you spend a good portion of your life just doing those duties. It's very important to be able to figure out a way to be okay with the never-ending list of things that you have to do. And say to yourself, as you're beginning the day, have some time in the beginning of the day to do a devotion or to have some positive affirmations or read something positive, but be filling your cup, your head with positivity. I mean, that's a huge thing. If you're just filling with negativity, if you're watching the news, if you're worrying, you're going to be filled up with negativity. If you're not paying attention to the news, if you're reading positive things, if you're listening positive things, you're going to be filled up with positivity. But to be able to say to yourself every day in the beginning of the day, okay, you've got the same thing that you're going to be doing, but saying to yourself, I'm going to enjoy today. I'm going to have a good time today. I'm not going to stress about the things that I have to do. I'm going to take my time doing the things that I have to do. And it's kind of funny when you do that, at least for me, and especially these last few days, I've not put myself into a rush mode where I'm doing something and I'm thinking about the next thing and I've got to do that, and now a phone call's coming in, so I'm breaking away to do that. I'm doing one thing at a time. I'm taking my time doing it. I'm doing the things that I need to do to produce income, but I'm picking the things that I want to do too. This is the time period for me where I'm recovering from burnout, and so I need to do some things that are going to make me relax a little bit. And so saying to myself every day, you know what, I'm going to enjoy my day today. I'm going to take my time with what I'm doing. I'm going to pause for a little bit at some point, stop and smell the roses, maybe go outside, get some fresh air, maybe take a little 5-minute power nap. Breathing exercises are something that I'm huge into. Wim Hof, if you YouTube, I was going to say Google, but if you type in Wim Hof, he's got these breathing exercises that you do, and there are 3 sets of 30 deep breaths and exhales. And at the end of the set, you exhale and you just stop. You don't need to breathe for a while because your lungs were filling up and letting out. It's a pretty cool thing. It feels great. When you're done doing it, it was a nice little form of meditation to do, but make sure that you're doing things that are going to allow you to enjoy your day. And that's going to help you avoid burnout. That's going to help you get out of burnout. But those are just things that you have to do. You're spending so much of your life going to work, doing these house duties, doing whatever you have to do. Make sure to enjoy the ride. Don't just look at the end goal and this is what I need to achieve and I've got to get here. Enjoy the little steps along the way. Enjoy the fact that I'm going to do, this is what I say to myself. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. And when I do what I do, I make the money I make. Everything that's happened the last 12, 13, 14 years of my life since we started our home building company and real estate company has been amazing. And sometimes I have to just stop and say, you know what? God has taken care of me throughout this entire time period. If I just do what I've always done, success is going to follow. And so that helps me kind of slow down a little bit and put things into perspective and just, this is all I can do. I can only do what I can do in a day. So I'm going to work hard. I'm going to use my time efficiently, but I'm going to make sure to enjoy my day and take a little break if I need to. It's not just healthy. I mean, this is how I am typically when I get to work. I sit down at my desk. I bring a lunch, so I don't even leave for lunch. And I am just at my desk all day on the computer, on the phone, drawing up plans. I always say to myself, I just want to get as much done as I possibly can. And I work really, really, really hard. But I don't know that that's the healthiest thing to do. And it for sure isn't, mentally healthy. I mean, that's what caused my last burnout session, and probably the one that I had 3 years ago was the fact that I was just like work, blinders, tunnel vision. Starting to ramble on a little bit about that. But my point here with this video was talking about how I got out of that previous burnout stage. And with the one that I'm in right now, I did something a little bit different. I was able to recognize that I was in burnout, and I remembered what I did previously about how it was really a mindset change. And what was causing my burnout in this most recent burnout session was something a little bit different. It was the fear of uncertainty for me, which you can go back and watch that video. But either way, I knew what I needed to do in order to get out of there. And that was thinking positive things, thinking about what I'm grateful for, being okay with uncertainty, understanding that, like I said before, if I do what I do, like I've always done, things are going to be good. And just accepting that and enjoying the ride. And now as I'm about to leave for the day, I worked really hard today. I didn't really take a lot of breaks, but I didn't stress about things that I had to do while I was doing something else. So I feel like I had a great day, but I did work hard. I would say that I am mentally exhausted. But what I'm going to say to myself right now before I go home is I can't wait to go home. I can't wait to be with my wife, with my kids. We're going to have a good time. We're going to eat dinner together, probably watch some TV. There's going to be some relaxing. There's going to be some laughing because they're little and crazy. But we're going to have a good time, and I'm really going to enjoy not having to do any work and just not having to do anything and be with the family. Now, of course, there's things that I need to get them water. I need to get them food. We need, they're still little, so we got to get them this and that, and we got to do homework with them. We got to put them to bed. There's still stuff that we have to do, but I can enjoy doing that. It's something different from what I've been doing all day, so it's all good. Now, if I didn't tell myself, I can't wait till I get home because I'm going to be with my wife and my kids, and we're going to have a good time. So if I didn't say any of that, it would be real easy to hop in my truck and just like, oh, okay, I can't wait to get home, and then get home and want to just sit on the couch and not do anything because I feel tired and I don't want to be bothered, and just let me relax. If I didn't say any of that to myself before I went home, then I might end up doing that, and that's not fair to my family. So the positive affirmations that you can say to yourself, like I mentioned, when I'm on my way to work, I'm saying, you know what? I'm going to enjoy my day today. I'm going to be happy today. I'm going to be grateful for this career that I have. I'm going to enjoy myself in what I do today. And saying that same thing for when I'm leaving and I'm going home is going to make that a reality. You know, what you think, what you say to yourself becomes your reality. Pause. All right, well, that's about all I've got for this one. I don't think I can take the heat anymore from this fire, so we're going to have to call it quits. I'll see you at the next video. If you like what I got to say here, please subscribe, hit the little bell for notifications. Thank you for watching. God bless.